Hey there, horror fans. It's your buddy Phil here, and I am back at it today with another live stream. Raymond, first in the chat, what is up? Zenon, hi Phil, it's Caitlin. What is going on, niece Caitlin? I hope you're well today. Paul Phoenix, already in the house. He says, hello. David's Horror, aka DTN2 Horror, says, hello Phils, us only, hola hola. And it is very cold in here today. I had to turn the heat up. I heard it click on, so we should be good momentarily. DTN2 Horror, aka David's Horror. What's up, Cody? Hey, Phil, not on lunch yet, but got you running in the background, you magnificent beast. Thank you so much, Cody. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I got only about 8 DVDs left to show you guys. And then kind of a show off of something, and then an unboxing. Mr. Codester. Paul Phoenix coming in with a 17-pound soup. Super chat. Thank you so much, Paul. He says, burn in hell for showing the way. Very, very generous of you, Paul. And no time like the present. We are heading into our second lockdown as of Christmas Eve. So not good at all. It won't let you write hell on a super chat. Very, very interesting. I did not know that, but now I am well aware. Creep of Freak says, Merry Christmas, everyone. Yes, Merry Christmas to the whole wide world, no matter where you are. Caitlin says, Merry Christmas. Paul says, my Christmas bonus coming tomorrow. Exciting. Well, I mean, usually you get one live stream of me a week, but on lockdown, it may be a daily Phil's Creepy Videos live stream until y'all get bored of me, so. Cody says, hey, Rick. Paul says, money, 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 money. Money. Michael says, what's up, bud? What's up, Michael? Ging says, watching out, it's here, Phils. Ging says, shout out, Heroic Waffles. Caitlin says, it sucks I won't see you for Christmas this year like usual. Cry. Cry. Yes, but if we don't see each other, then it means that further down the road, we will be able to see each other because we won't be dead of the virus. But yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. Paul says the stream you did with those other guys on Saturday. Heroic Waffles says, digging that shirt, Phil. This is Twisted Tees merch, George A. Romero's Creep Show with the creep on the cover and a nice big moon and his castle. Paul says, was that the first one you did with them? Nope. I usually Saturday night come in pretty late on that after the UFC fights. UFC fights for me take priority over live streaming on YouTube. Sorry to anyone that offends, but you got to pick your poison, and I pick UFC, but I'm usually in at coast to coast around 11:30, sometimes midnight. But they usually go until 1 or 2 in the morning here, so. Ging says, how are you now, Phils? I am good. And it's just Phil. Just Phil. Paul says Phil is Santa. Gang says Heroic Waffles hello. Paul says his beard can grow on command. Grow beard! It actually won't grow on camera. So. Sean Sr., what's up? Rose Rada. Haven't seen you in a little while. Hope you are well. They say, hello, everyone. Happy holidays. Christmas tree. Christmas tree. Ging says, shout out Paul Phoenix. Rose Rada says, thumbs up done. Thank you so much, Rose. Paul says, hello, Ging Zara vlog. Paul says, you ever listen to Coast AM, Phil? I don't think so. I'm sure I've heard it before. On the radio, you mean? Paul says coast to coast. David says message retracted. Michael says, looks like I am finally getting vinegar today. Order and Ronan Flicks order today. Woohoo! Shar has joined in the fun. She says, good morning, everyone. Happy face. Michael says about time. I agree with that. I want to get a shipping verification. Cody says we host Coast to Coast Horror on my channel or Cadaver Club sometimes. David says we get our feels from Phil's. Okay. Cody says, hey, Dave. Cody says, hey, Waffles. Waffles says, hey, Cody. Paul says, hello, Cody. Cody says, hey, Paul. Paul says, I recently subbed to you, Cody. That's amazing. Paul has the paperwork to prove it. Cody says, thanks, I'll check yours out as well. Rose says, Christmas tree, Christmas tree. Christmas tree. Paul says, I have no content. LOL. Cody says start filming. Upside down happy face, which is actually then a sad face. Rose says, roll laughing. Gotta love that roll laughing. All right, guys. First up, we got Night of the Living Dead in 3D. This is kind of a newish Night of the Living Dead that they did featuring the late, great Sid Haig. An all-new dimension on the horror classic, The Dead Will Never Look So Alive. This comes with, I believe, 3 pairs of the old school 3D glasses with Night of the Living Dead on there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What year did this come out? 19 something. Maybe 2000 something. 2006. 2006's Night of the Living Dead. The 3D was awesome, it says. In this all new 3D remake of the popular 1968 horror classic, Barb and her brother Johnny arrive late for the burial of their aunt and walk straight into a nightmare. Sid Haig, Night of the Living Dead 3D from 2006. This is the old Alliance DVD. This movie's okay, but nothing spectacular. The 3D in it is gimmicky. Paul says, what is your favorite Tales from the Crypt episode? Ooh, well, right now it's probably All Through the House, or whatever that one's called, with the killer Santa played by Larry Drake from Dr. Giggles and Darkman. I've watched that one twice, probably within the last couple of weeks. Have any horror movies you suggest I watch? They would have to be on Netflix since that's where I watch movies. Yeah, lots of good horror on Netflix. If you just type in horror on Netflix, search horror. I don't know what's currently on Netflix. I haven't been on for a few days, but in the chat, if you've seen any good horror on Netflix, tell Caitlin about it in the chat. She would be much appreciado. Paul says, R.I.P. Sid Haig. Yes, R.I.P. Sid Haig. Captain Spaulding was a great character. Wish he made a solo movie. That would have been good. Glenn says, howdy. Devil sign. Rose says, shout out Paul. Q says, hey, brother Phil. Hells yeah, I really enjoyed that Night of the Living Dead 3D. It's fun watch. Yeah, I kind of like it too. Paul says, cat at Rose Rada. Rose Rada says, Glenn, hello. Rose Rada says, happy face. Foxy. Rose says, Ricky says, hello to all horror fans out there. Wave. Cool duder. Glenn says, hello. Paul says, hype for Wrong Turn reboot. Ooh, wasn't aware of that. Q says, Ghost of War on Netflix is awesome. There you go. Shin, welcome to my live stream. Hi, my name is Old School Shinobi. I'm a ninja from a bygone era. Paul says, is Ghost of War like Spectral? Paul says Spectral was cool. Rose says, happy face. Caitlin says, at Q's Reviews, I will check that out. Gang says, watching ads host. Thank you so much, gang. Rose says, you're funny host. Thank you, thank you. Funny looking, maybe. Oh. All right, next one. Jim Carrey, the number 23. This is the old Infinity film by, I believe it's, who is this by? Alliance. Jim Carrey, the number 23. If you have not seen this, I recommend seeing it at least once in your life. Not the greatest, but it is okay. Really small writing on this one, guys. Jim Carrey and Virginia Madsen star in this year's most mind-bending psychological thriller directed by Joel Schumacher. The nightmare begins when Walter Sparrow, is a mild-mannered dog catcher, begins reading a tattered, used book called The Number 23. Obsessed by the countless similarities between the degenerate main character and himself, Walter plunges headlong into the same dark, seductive world. When the book and main character commits an unspeakable act, Walter is terrified that he's destined to follow the same twisted path. The number 23, Jim Carrey, unrated. Deefy, all the way from Germany, he says, press the like button. Gang says, hello, Phils. Shout out. What's up, gang? Caitlin says, yes, you are very funny. Thank you, thank you. Q says, I really love the number 23. Paul says, I never watched this. I heard it was bad. Gang says, my mom's says that you shout out her Phils. She is watching now beside me. Huge, huge, huge shout out to Gang's mom right now. Hi, Gang's mom. Everyone in the chat, hashtag hi Gang's mom. Do that now, please. Q's Reviews says, have not seen Spectral. Viscera says, howdy, Phil. Shin says, what's up, Viscera? Awesome that you could make it today. Shin says, Jaws 4, The Revenge is on Netflix. Horror Hands just did a video where he brought up the interesting idea that this is a Christmas movie because it takes place during the season. I like that. Q says, wish Jim Carrey did more horror. I agree with that. Paul says, the numbers on his face kind of reminded me of Johnny Bartlett from The Frighteners. I can see that. Shin says, number 23 was good during the obsession parts, but then it veered into some fantasy dream sequence thing I didn't like. Yeah, when he's the, kind of the alter ego and in that one room, and then he's like some serial killer. Q says, hashtag hi Gang's mom. Shin says, hashtag hi Gang's mom. Zenon says, hashtag hi Gang's mom. So yeah, thank you so much, Gang's mom, for hanging out with us today. We all appreciate you. Cheetah says, hi Gang's mom. Paul says, check it out. It's a fun movie at the Q's Reviews. Viscera says, hashtag hi Gang's mom. D-Thief says, Corona mask. Cheetah says, gang. Paul says, can't take Jim serious in serious roles. Glenn says, hashtag Gang's mom. Glenn says, hi. Paul says, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is a great movie, though. Viscera says, Jim Carrey did a weird one where he was a Polish cop hunting a serial killer. It was okay. Horfan Ricky says, hi, gang's mom. Wave. Cool dude face. Okay, let me just clear my voice for this one. This is One Missed Call, the American remake, which, in my opinion, has a better ringtone than the original. But, I mean, that's not saying much. One Missed Call, the original. I do, however, love the cover art there. Pretty awesome. It says it happens to one, then another, and another. College students discover eerie voicemail messages on their cell phones. Each call comes from the near future. Each call has the chilling voice of the student during his or her last moments alive. And each call comes true. Terror is one missed call away in this Get Your Number shocker. Based on the hit Japanese thriller, does the viral spree of calls have a single source? Is there something that links the victims, psych student Beth Raymond and Detective Jack Andrews scramble for answers, and they're working fast because Beth just discovered an ominous message. One Missed Call, American remake. Y'all know about this movie, I'm sure. So that's that. Shin says, I saw that Viscera. He is an amazing actor and can pull off pretty much anything, but that movie was pretty bad. Q says, hells yeah, Paul. I will check it out for sure. Paul says, the OG is great. Takeshi Mikey. Yeah, I have the One Missed Call Arrow trilogy on Blue. Caitlin says that cover looks creepy. Yes, it does. I agree with that. Q says, mouth eyes, sweet. Mouth eyes. Let me see your mouth. Smile at me with your mouth eyes. Paul says, cool at the Q's reviews. Michael says, Phil, did you see my new logo and banner on my YouTube page? Moving on up, LOL. Yes, I did, Michael. I sent you a message on your Instagram referring to that, and we talked about it. Are you having a senior's moment, bud? Viscera says, Shin, I know, LMAO, the fake accents were so bad. DFE, the cover artwork is nice and creepy. Gang says, shout out Heroic Waffles. Gang says, YouTube play button. Terry Shields, welcome to the live stream. Good to have you here, Terry. Merry Christmas. I hope you are well. Gang says, dabbing. Paul says, have you seen Pulse 2001, Phil? Yes, I have Pulse, Pulse 2, and Pulse 3 on DVD. The Pulse trilogy. Gang says, play button. Shin says, Takeshi Miike makes like 3 movies a year, and I've been stocking up on a ton at FYE and Dollar Tree. That's awesome. Michael says, oh yeah. Paul says, Pulse, Cairo. Yeah, I have the original Pulse as well. Michael says, need coffee. I just had one. Paul says, love Takeshi Miike. Me too. Gang says, shout out Shin. Paul says, Phil, did you watch Lesson of Evil by Miike? Lesson of Evil. Let's just take a break and type that into the old computer. Yeah, that looks familiar, but I'm going to take a screenshot of it anyway. Looks familiar. Ging says, Michael shout out. Ging says, Paul shout out. Shin says, sup doing ain't no thing but a chicken wing gang. Glenn says, finally got to see Linnea Quigley Saturday. She was cool as hell. Were you at that drive-in that Eric was at? Did you guys hang out? you and Eric. Let me know in the chat. Paul says, shout out, gang. Ricky says, I just bought Pulse at Dollar Tree 3 days ago and haven't watched it yet. Too busy working. Shin says, I saw you live streaming earlier, gang. I couldn't stop, but I gave you a thumbs up. I gave you a thumbs up, too. Defeat all the way from Germany. Phil's always helps me to learn English very, very well. Learn your English, defeat, feet. 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 What do we have here? Open water. Based on true events, I don't know how true they are. I'm sure people have died in the water, scuba diving via shark attack. But I don't know whether they were forgotten by the charter boat or not, and if it went down exactly like in this movie. But this is open water. In search of a much-needed relaxation, Susan and Daniel take a tropical island vacation. While scuba diving miles off the coast, the tour guide miscounts, leaving them abandoned in the middle of the ocean. As the hours pass, the couple realizes that they are not alone, as a shark's fin breaks the surface water. Over the next 24 hours, the couple must fight to stay afloat and alive, surrounded by miles of ocean. Open water. Day in the ocean with sharks. And it ain't Jabba Jaw. Yeah. Shout out game vlog. Shin says, Rasen C, mach schnell. Shin says, LOL, just kidding, DFE. Q says, open water was an interesting idea. I agree. Paul says, I like that voice, Phil. Thank you. Shin says, in a world where Phil does the movie announcer voice. Coming this summer. Paul says, sharks with freaking laser beams on their heads. Sharks with laser beams, yeah. I just watched a movie with flying mechanical German sharks with Germans riding them, and it happens in space. I always forget the name of that. Sky Sharks, I think it's called. Yeah, Sky Sharks. Sky Sharks. It was not good, but entertaining. Sky Sharks, yeah. Caitlin says, have you ever seen 47 Meters Down? Yes, I have. I think I have that on Blu-ray or DVD or something. I haven't got the sequels to those for some reason. They're ones I always pass on. I see them all the time at the store and I never pick them up. So I have the first 47 Meters Down, and that's all I have. But I have seen them all. Paul says, this is my shark. His name is Heinrich Himmler. And I need a Diet Coke. Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. Don't forget to drink your Diet Coke, everyone. Diet Coke, if you're out there somewhere watching. This video was not sponsored in any way by Diet Coke, but I wish it was. And we're going to do a little cutting of the paper here, like that. Blonde D, thumbs up, done. Thank you so much, Blondie. Love your channel name, by the way, Blondie. I get it. Shin says, Phil, what is that antler thing by your pillow? Antler thing by my pillow. You mean this antler thing? It's a face hugger. It's my little face hugger, dude. I think this is the antler thing that you're talking about, but I'm not too sure. If I'm wrong, let me know in the chat. But yeah, nice little face hugger. You can... You can kind of have them like that. Huh. Now he's not so antlerish. What is that thing by your pillow? Deefy, all the shark movies come from Asylum, Sand Sharks, Say Sharks. Caitlin says, message deleted by Now It's Dark. Oh, come on. Don't delete that Now It's Dark. My mom drinks it all the time, though. Now It's Dark. Caitlin's my niece. She's okay. Paul says, does anyone like that Locked and Key series? I love the comic, never watched the show. I watched episode 1 of that. It was a little young for me, so. Blondie, hello Phil's, just do you know me? Blonde D. Hello Phil's, just do you know me? I don't think I know a Blondie. Maybe. Tell me who you are. Shin says, Now It's Dark. Lurks. Q says, LOL face hugger. Paul says, it's a face hugger. Now it's Dark coming in with the 6, 6, 6. Soup, 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 soup. Super chat. Thank you so much. Now it's dark. They say tread lightly those who do not like Diet Coke. Yeah, like Diet Coke. What's there not to like? It's amazing. It's so amazing. It's amazing. Once again, thank you. Now it's dark for that 666 super chat. You are incredible. Blondie says, shout out old school, my friends. Q says, boom from Now It's Dark. Shin says, it looked like an antler, but now I see it's something much more deadly. No one can hear me scream in space. That's true. Blondie says, did you know me, Phils? I don't think so. Let me know who you are. Who's Blondie? I know Blondie from Blondie and Archie. Shin says, shout out Blondie. How are ya? Glenn says, awesome face hugger. Where'd you get it at? I got that in a trade box from Larry. Paul says, in Superman versus Aliens, Superman goes to the alien planet and a face hugger impregnates him. He's weak because he's far from the sun. Then at the end, when he leaves the planet, he spits it out. Okay. Superman versus Aliens. He's weak because he's far from the sun. Then at the end, when he leaves the planet, he spits it out. Gonna have to look into that. Blondie says, did you know me, Phils? Okay, yes, I know you. Paul says, alien isolation is free today. John says, yo, yo, yo. John says, what's up, my brother? Not much, just doing my thing. Now It's Dark says, I was just messing around, Caitlin. Yeah, Caitlin, it's all good. We love you. I especially, because you're family. Shin says, 6 friends on summer holiday. They thought a cooler of Coca-Cola was all they needed. No Diet Coke for these kids. But someone disagreed. Somebody deadly coming this summer. The Diet Coke killer. I like it. Q says, hey, John. Blondie says, yeah, host. Ha, ha, ha. Did you know me? Yeah, you're my friend. Ha, 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 Phils. What are your initials? Paul says Coca-Cola and Pop Rocks urban legend. Paul says, or was that Pepsi? Caitlin says, now it's dark. LOL, all good. Cry laughing. Shin says, I have 2 issues series, Batman and Superman versus Alien and Predator, which is a thing of beauty. That's awesome. Ha ha, host. This is me, gang. Azera vlog. Ha ha ha. Blondie changed her name. Holy. What's up, gang? What's up, Will? Welcome to the live stream. So glad you could make it today. Phil's Creepy Vids live chat. LOL. Happy holidays to the legion of Phil fans and especially to you, Mr. Phil. Thank you so much, Will. I appreciate that from the heart. John says, hey, Q. Gang says, yeah, host, congratulations. Darren says, yo, yo, what's up, brother Darren? Ging says, I am fine, thank you. Paul says, it was a graphic novel, Phil, Superman, Alien. I'll look at pics online. Now I know you, gang. Caitlin says, yeah, I love you too, Phil. Cat's eyes with hearts. Will says, picked up a rare lenticular XT video steelbook of Cannibal Holocaust limited edition unearthed films release of Aftermath. Oh, Aftermath, so good. I have the Aftermath Genesis DVD, which goes for crazy money. And VHS Magnum Clam Shells of Mondo Magic and Shocking Asia 1 and 2. Yeah, let me know if this is the same Aftermath. Special edition Aftermath Genesis from Unearthed Films. Crazy movie. Aftermath is much better in my opinion than Genesis, but I mean, they are what they are. And this comes with a, what does this come with? Comes with a one sheet. Some nastiness. So let me know, Aftermath, Genesis, is that the one? Deefy says next DVD, please. I'm getting there. Shin says Blondie is Ging. Ging is Blondie. Whoa, what's going on anymore? Shin says Magnum Clam. Ant says, what's up, Phil? What's up, Ant? Glad to have you here. Paul says, great name at Send More Paramedics. Yes, that is awesome. Will says, back to work, gonna rewatch the vid when I'm off. Yeah, that's it. Got that release to the limited is even more pricey. Ant says, hey, Paul. Gang says, this is my photos, Phil, when I am working at beauty products, Phil, and colored my hair because it needs to put color on my hair, Phil's. Okay. Paul says, never seen this, worth watching? Yes, especially Aftermath. But, I mean, if you can get that Aftermath Genesis somewhere and see that. Deefy, on to the next DVD. What's our time at? Open Water 2 Adrift. This one, they all dive off this boat, and there's a baby on the boat, and they forgot to put the ladder down, so they can't get back on the boat. A weekend cruise aboard a luxury yacht goes horribly awry for a group of high school friends who forget to lower the ladder before they jump into the ocean for a swim. The boat proves impossible to climb, leaving them adrift miles from shore. What started as a joyful reunion becomes a fight for survival. That is Open Water 2 Adrift. I almost like this a little bit better than the first one. Open Water 2 Adrift. And it says fatigue, hypothermia, death. Also says based on true events. I don't know where they're getting all these events from, but Ging says, haha, old school, shout out to you. Shin says, never heard of Aftermath. Is it European? It's subtitled, I think, but there's no talking in it, so. Ging says, maybe someday when I finish school, I put color again my hair. Q says, did not care for Open Water 2 as much. Shin says, holler Ging. Ging says, shout out old school, thanks. Ballin da Hobbit says, hey Phil, what's up, Ballin da Hobbit? Paul says, did you watch Blood Vessel? Still haven't watched Blood Vessel, but I'm getting to it. Open Water 2 is awesome, says John. Yeah, I gotta go with John on this one. If I had a real nice yacht like that and then all of a sudden I couldn't get back on it and I was out in the middle of the ocean, holy, be freaking out. Shin says, sup ballin', venturing outside the Shire today. Ging says, mega love shout out. Q says, I would never jump off in the first place. LOL, I totally would. I'd dive off that. Shin says, I'm freaking out here. Ballin' Da Hobbit says, Phil, have you seen the Creepshow Shudder original Christmas animation special yet? I have not seen it yet, but it is on the watch list, so I'm going to watch it soon. This is the only Paranormal Activity that I only have the DVD for and not the Blu-ray. I got this when it first was released, and I guess they only had the DVD for purchase, so I picked it up. All the rest of them, I have the whole series on Blu-ray, and I always mean to pick this up on Blu-ray and kind of upgrade it, just to have a Blu-ray to go with all the Blu-rays on the shelf there for Paranormal Activity. This is the one that started it all. And it says, you demanded it, and now the surprise hit critics call one of the scariest movies of all time can be experienced in the most terrifying place of all, your home. After a young middle-class couple moves into what seems like a typical suburban house, they become increasingly disturbed by a presence that may or may not be demonic, but it's certainly most active in the middle of the night, especially while they sleep. Paranormal Activity builds suspense night after night, all the way to the shocking ending. Roger Ebert calls it truly scary. Go ahead. We dare you to watch it at home. At least you can leave the lights on. Includes alternative ending, never seen in theaters. The original Paranormal Activity, Part 1, the only Paranormal Activity I need on Blu-ray. And then this goes into the trade pile. But until that time, it'll stay right where it is. Q says, into the ocean, hells no, thanks Jaws, LOL. Paul says, are those Funko Pops to the left? Funko Pops. Yes, they are. Paul says, to your right. That's my right. It might be your left, depending on the way your camera works on YouTube. Paul says, love Paranormal Activity, love the jump scares. Me too. Q says, love the Paranormal Activities. The marked ones is the most fun. I really like the marked ones too. Old school Shin. Shout out to you. Take care. Shin says, love the chicken demon footprint in the talcum powder. Yeah. Shin says, take care, gang. Have a good one. Horror fan Ricky says, message retracted. Shin says, to the left, everything you own in a box to the left. It's actually to the right. Ging says, thank you, old school Shin. You're such a very nice and good person, friend. Yes, he is. He's nice. This is a movie I actually liked a whole bunch more than I thought I would. This is Pool Party Massacre, and I got it direct from the website, so it's all signed up from the cast and crew, including the director, I believe. So they all put their John Hancock on the DVD with the magic marker. There is a girl screaming. There is a girl dying. There is another girl dying. A screaming girl and two dying girls. And it says, what started out as a relaxing summer day by the pool for a group of high-maintenance young socialites quickly becomes a nightmare when an unknown killer begins stalking and murdering them one by one. Blair Winthrop and her friends don't know it yet, but they are about to have the worst pool party ever. And I think it came with this sticker. So I just put the Pool Party Massacre sticker inside the DVD case, and it says, thanks for your support with another signature. So lots of signatures on this one. Kind of wish they had have signed the DVD as well. I'm glad they put them on the paper insert and not just the plastic. I like when signatures are on the paper insert and not the plastic. So glad of that. Pool Party Massacre. I like it. It's a lot of fun. Shin says, I'm a special boy. Paul says, I found something great for your collection, Phil. Ooh. Paul says, happy face. Q says, sweet and sweet. It's signed. Gang says, ha ha ha, old school. Why to the left, please to the right. Ha ha, just kidding, friend. Shout out to Q's. Love the sticker, Phils. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is the last movie of the pile, guys. Last movie of the pile. Excuse me. Not really a horror, but I kind of like this one. Sandra Bullock in Premonition. This is an American remake of a Asian flick, I think. Pretty sure, but it's Sandra Bullock, who I actually do like and stuff. And it does have the the smallest writing ever, but I'm going to try and get through it. Linda Hansen has a beautiful house, a loving husband, and 2 adorable daughters. Her life is perfect until the day she gets the devastating news that her husband, Jim, has died in a car accident. When she wakes up the next morning to find him alive and well, she assumes it was all a dream, or was it? Suddenly, her perfect life is turned upside down as she begins a desperate scramble to save her family and uncover the truth. Racing against time and fate, Linda will stop at nothing to discover the true meanings of reality and destiny. Premonition, Sandra Bullock. Not really horror, but some of the events I would find horrific. Michael says, mail is here. Woohoo, mail. Q says, thanks, happy face. Ging says, haha, Phil's shout out, thanks. Paul says, premonition. Ging says, comma. Paul says, the original is Premonition Yogan, 2004. Premonition Yogan. I'm sure I've seen it. Premonition. Yogan. Yeah, Yogan is Premonition. And then there's another one, 2007. That's the Sandra Bullock one. So Yogan. I'm sure I've seen that. But I'm going to take a screenshot anyway. Q says Premonition was fun. Same, Sandra Bullock is freaking awesome. Fell in love with her ever since I seen her in Demolition Man. Demolition Man. Paul says Demolition Man's such a great movie. I agree with that. It's a lot of fun. Ricky says I love Sandra and Speed. Q says love Sandra Bullock in everything she is in. Gang says hello Phil. It's 1 a.m. here, morning in the Philippines. Go to bed. You should just go to bed. Why do you stay up so late? Ball into Hobbit says Taco Bell won the fast food wars because they make a run for the border. The Taco Bell Strangler. Yeah, I'm still awake of this time's fills. Q says, do not forget how to use the 3 seashells, lol. Shin says, I didn't go to bed at all last night. I've been up since 3 p.m. yesterday afternoon. Go to bed. Paul says, the Taco Bell Strangler. Caitlin says, Phil, you stay up until like 3 in the morning. No, I'm usually in bed by midnight. Paul says, real killer. Blonde says, hello, old school. I'm excited to watch. I'm excited to watch. Blondie says, I mean, I'm excited to see your videos, old school. Caitlin says, you always stayed up when I was over. Yeah, until about midnight. I almost look bald. The Rise of Leslie Vernon is underrated. I agree. I love that Scream Factory edition of that. Shin says my videos will be in combination of jazz, dance, instruction, and movie reviews. That's amazing. Gang says, shout out Paul. Ben Grimm is here. Can't wait to shop for horror figures worth my stimulus check. That's awesome. Paul says, shout out. Gang Michael says, Phil, I am also a big UFC fan. Who's your favorite fighter? I don't really have a favorite right now. It used to be Cain Velasquez, but he's not really doing anything anymore. I am a Conor McGregor fan, so I'm excited for his big fight coming up in January. Part 2 of the battle. Don't really have a favorite fighter right now, though. Gang says, thank you, Paul. Paul says, I didn't show you my Creepshow comics. I'll show you later, Phil. Ant says, I used to love watching Tyson fight when I was younger. Me too. Ben says, my brother-in-law used to fight in the UFC. That's awesome. Paul says, I have the whole old EC collection too. That's amazing. The Hobbit says, did you last Kevin Holland fight at UFC 256? Yes. I see every pay-per-view. I get the channel on my box. Michael's a big Connor fan. Caitlin says, hey, Phil, how's Zoe doing? She's good. She's sleeping. And Gang says, hello, Ben Grimm. Shout out to you. All right, guys, that's intermission. We're at the hour mark. where I take a quick breather sanity break. And once again, we're going to give you good old Pennywise to keep you company. There he is right there. Make sure he's kind of even and looking right at you guys. So talk amongst yourselves. If you want to contribute to the channel, feel free to do so. And I'll be back in 4 minutes and 215 seconds. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Thank you, Pennywise, for keeping everyone company. Huh. Time to clean the bed off again. Shin says, I remember when Tyson hit in the late 80s, watching his fights on HBO was an event. Yeah, I still remember the Tyson versus Sphinx fight. It was advertised for months prior, and I was super stoked for it. We went to my dad's boss's house, who had a satellite dish, which brought in all the pay-per-view channels. So we went to his house to watch it, and it lasted a minute and 30 seconds. And I was so disappointed because I built that fight up so much. Tyson versus Sphinx. I wanted to see a really good fight, and it was over in over a minute. Very, very disappointing. John loves Conor McGregor. Yes, John. Me too. Zenon says Zoe is his cat, if y'all don't know. Ben says, I'm a Masvidal fan. Nice. I like Masvidal. He's good. Gang says that's a scary feels. Shin says that face is outside your window right now, gang. Don't look. Caitlin says, well, anyways, how is everyone today? Gang says, oh my gosh, old school, don't say that to me. I'm scared right now. Paul says, party animal, party animal, party animal. Shin says, just another day trying to make sense of this crazy world. Gang says, I am not Zenon. I feel scared now. Caitlin says, yeah, the world is crazy for sure. I agree with that. Paul says, I like your 12 Days of Christmas vids at the Q's Reviews. Gang says, old school, yeah, maybe you're right. Gang says, so scary good. I am going to sleep praying. I am going to sleep praying. I like that. Shin says, maybe. I'm always right. Paul says, do you like the Crazies 2010 better than the 1973 original? I do actually like the remake a little better than the original. The original for me is kind of slow. Paul says the remake is pretty good. Shin says crying won't help you. Praying won't do you no good. Q says, thanks, Paul. Appreciate that. Gang says, good morning and good night, everyone. Thank you. See you, gang. Ant says, funny how as soon as the vaccine starts being distributed, the virus mutates. Q says, I'm working on day 10 at the moment. LOL. Paul says, cool. Shin says, they've been talking about the likelihood of the virus mutating all year. Caitlin says the virus is stupid. It needs to leave us all alone. I agree with that. Caitlin says, but at least we have Phil's live streams to keep us entertained. And movies. Shin says COVID is the disease and Phil's the cure. I wish I'd stay asleep today. The cure. Caitlin says, Shin, yes, exactly. Caitlin says, my Uncle Phil is the best cure. Cool dude. Cat. Paul says, the cure. And I wish I stayed asleep today. I never thought this night would end. The cure for COVID is death hidden somewhere in the man cave. Probably here somewhere. It's behind like a Stay Puft or something. Caitlin says, I will sneak over since I know where he lives and go through his whole room to find it. The Hobbit says, my favorite fighter is Charles Oliveira. Oliveira? It's me. It's the end. The show. What's up, Nathan? He says, hello, Phil and all. Shin says, love Lullaby by The Cure. The Spider-Man is coming to eat me tonight. Close to Me is my favorite of all favorite Cure songs. I like the remix on the remix album. I like the original. Close to Me. Close to Me is where it's at. Dun, 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 dun. And where did my marker go? We lost the marker, guys. It fell down here. I got it. The Spider-Man is coming to eat me tonight. I like The Cure 6 different ways. Six different ways of The Cure. What else has everybody been doing? I got a couple show-offs to show, but I'm going to try and hold off until the half-hour mark, which is 15 minutes away. You guys all see my new Maniac statue. Make sure to sub to my sub. Follow my Instagram at Philster678. Make sure to go follow Instagram at Philster678. You'll see my new Maniac statue there. I wonder if I take off my camera and we'll work it under here. The new Maniac statue. I can show stuff off pretty good like this. There's my Sleepwalkers. Michael Myers box set. Got some horror playing cards because everyone needs horror playing cards. Yeah, this is kind of fun doing it this way. The lighting's probably not the greatest over here, but looks pretty clear. New Friday the 13th box set. I should set my camera up somehow like that sometime and have that as my backdrop and light it really good. Twould be cool. Twould be very, very cool. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Anyone seen the movie Rules of Attraction? I'm sure I have. 2002. Yeah, I love Bret Easton Ellis. Paul says, yep, Shin. Caitlin says, you should show us all of your shot glass collection. Can't do that. I do have a pretty big shot glass collection, guys, just in case you didn't know. Cody says, still loving the Maniac statue. Yeah, I love that thing. Even when I'm not in here, I just come in here and look at it really quick and be like, yep, I still have it. It's right there. Paul says, I love the Maniac remake soundtrack. Yeah, it's a good soundtrack. Ant says, the Maniac statue is bad. Cody says, hey, Ant. Q says, love your new Maniac statue. Love both films as well, original and remake. Me too. Joe says, have you ever crapped your pants at the movies? No, I haven't. Paul says, how big is the Herbert West? It's a 7-inch. Cody says, hey Q. The Hobbit says, Phil, your collection is extremely large. Do you buy duplicate physical media discs by accident? I think only once I rebought a disc I already owned. Ant says, hey Cody. Q says, hey Cody, how you been? Ant says, how's your day going? Shin says, a better question for me is, when have I not crapped my pants at the movies? Nathan says, was that a ghoulie? Yes. Q says, beautiful collection you got, Phil. Thanks. Paul says, underrated remake, Maniac 2012. I really like the Maniac remake. Shin says, truly a wall of fame you've got there, Phil. Thank you so much, Shin. Joe says, I love horror flicks, but my girlfriend hates them and makes me watch Love Actually. Ben says, I actually did a Europe trip following what the guy in Rules of Attraction did. Caitlin says, anyways, I have to go now, but have a great day, everyone. See you, Caitlin. Lots of love to you and my sister. Ant says, you as well, Zenon. Or Xenon, as the case may be. I wonder if I can show it off this way too. Show you guys this wall. I'll show you up here. This is what I'm looking at currently. My lighting, my microphone. Just some random figures on the wall. A little Fright Night resin plaque. Pretty cool. You got a Herbert West, a Sam, Freddy TV. I have to put a nail in the wall beside that one Creep Show just to make it hang straight. Anyways, you guys get the idea. I'm sure you've all seen my room tour. Late Horror Show. Welcome to the live stream. They say afternoon, Phil. What is going on? Let me just tip this up a little bit. Shin says, I love horror films, but I also love Love Actually. I've never seen Love Actually, so I have no rating on that. Shin says, have a good one, Zenon. Q says, take care, Zenon. Paul says, Joe Spinell. Late Horror Show says, nice. Paul says, love that trick-or-treat stuff. Yeah, I love my little trick-or-treat shrine. Q says, damn, Phil, I really love your room, brother. Thanks for the room tour. Paul says, love that Creepshow Father Day figure. Never seen that one before. Yeah, and the one beside it is, I'll just show it off. And the one beside it that needs a nail is something to tide you over, the Ted Danson, Leslie Nielsen. In the face, too, it actually does resemble Ted Danson zombie. Paul says, your head is a cake. Shin says, I like those Super 7 reaction figures. I didn't at first, but I got a few, and they really grew on me. Shin says, is that Creepshow fig from Monstars? How is the quality on their figs up close? It's really, really good, and yes, it is Monstars. Paul says, damn, comes with a mini head cake. Nice. Paul says, mini. Paul says, Leslie Nielsen was great in that. Yes, he was. Shin says, they look pretty good. I was checking a few other Monstars figs on Big Bad Toy Store. The place to get them is Amok Time. AMOKTIME. Amok Time. Amok Time. Amok Time. Go to Amok Time. Paul says, do you have any Tales of the Dark Side figures? I don't think so. I wish they'd do a figure of that gargoyle creature from the last episode. Tales from the Dark Side figure. Lizzie. David says, show me how much that trick, the one that makes me scream, she said. Shin says, Amok Time, I must go to Amok Time. Yes, Amok Time. Paul says, I saw the gargoyle once somewhere. That's awesome. Paul says, cross your heart. Paul says that story was pretty scary when I was younger. Yeah. I always love when the kids run out of the bedroom at the end and they're both gargoyles too. To add insult to injury, your kids are also gargoyles. And then you die. All right, I'm just going to get into what I picked up. First up, we picked up the reaction figure of Toad Chet from Weird Science. I know it's not really horror, but it does have horrific qualities. if it's picking it up there. Toad Chat. Weird Science. And it says chat, timeline, 85, design, Super 7, line, REA. Weird Science, Toad Chat, Super 7. Really good detail in this, actually. If you guys ever want a little Toad Chat, you can now get one from Reaction and Super 7. So that is Toad Chat. Paul says, love Weird Science, love the TV series too. David says, what's up, dudes? What's up, David? Shin says, I want a fig of that creature that lives in the closet in the episode of Tales from the Dark Side, directed by Savini. The one where the college girl rents the room. That's the one that comes up on Google. There's tons of it. Like, I don't know if they're still available, but if you Google, like, Tales from the Dark Side figure, it's pretty much all of that. That little monster that lives in the closet. Shin says, what's up, David? Shin says, I was checking that Fig 2 Super 7 upping their game. I bought a few non-horror figs. Q says, hells yeah, Toad Chat. Good old Bill Paxton made rest in peace. Yes, rest in peace, Bill Paxton. Joe says, you need to get a coffin for your room. Q says, hey, David. Shin says, oh, snap, had no idea that fig existed. Toad Chat, Reaction, Super 7. Get yourself a Toad Chat. And next up, and this is the big grand finale of today's live stream, guys, so I hope you guys are getting excited. Drum roll. Do a quick pencil up the nose. All right, are you guys excited? I'm excited. We have from Diamond Select, Gallery Diorama. From the Conjuring universe, The Nun. This is from Diamond Select Gallery Diorama line. They came out with The Nun. This is my fourth in the Gallery Diorama line. I have this is my fifth. I have 3 Pennywise. This is my fourth. I have 2 Pennywise. And the Annabelle. And now I have The Nun. The top is just a window box. The side, a window box with a evil entity picture of the nun there. You have the same image there. The same image there. And then a picture of the figure on the back with a close-up. You have trademark on the bottom. And it says, The Nun. When a young nun at a cloistered abbey in Romania takes her own life, a priest with a haunted past and a Novitiate on the threshold of her final vows are sent by the Vatican to investigate. Together they uncover the order's unholy secret, risking not only their lives but the faith and their very souls. They confront a malevolent force in the form of these same demonic nun that first terrorized audiences in The Conjuring Part 2, as the Abbey becomes a horrific battleground between the living and the damned. This gallery diorama of the nun is based on her appearance in 2018's The Nun. It is made of high-quality PVC and features detailed sculpting and paint applications. So there you go, guys. The Nun. Drum roll. Paul says, bravo. Battle Run, that's a cool figure. Sean says, that's awesome. Paul says, still haven't watched that Nun movie. You need to watch that, Paul. Q says, that's a sweet figure, Phil. Does it come with anything? Nope. Paul says, hate that they're doing a third Conjuring without James Wan. Paul says, that face is the stuff of nightmares. Nathan says, I still haven't watched that film, but looks like a cool figure. Thank you so much. Hugh says, I really enjoy the Nun film and the rest of the Conjuring universe. Shin says, that is an epic figure. Well, guys, we're going to unbox it right now. And we're going to see how epic it actually is. And later on today, I will try and find a spot for it. All right, let's get this nun out of this box. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. And it smells really, really good. And I'm dropping it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. All right. Yeah, she looks really, really good. So as you can see, the base is high quality PVC plastic. It is a hard plastic. It is translucent. I don't know whether you can see that or not. Let me just turn on my flashlight here. And you can see the translucency of those kind of fiery ice waves coming up from below. Do you guys ever use your flashlight on your phone and forget and leave it on? And then it drains your battery really fast? But there she is, reaching out for you. Her belt is the only really movable piece, and it is of a thick PVC plastic as well. No movement in her cape at all. It's solid, molded plastic. But will look definitely menacing up on a shelf somewhere in the Horror Man cave. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Are you a fan of this new Diamond Select Gallery Diorama Nun figure? Let me know in the chat. Do you like the movie The Nun? Have you seen it? But yeah, all around, nice and nice a figure. I likey. Very nice. Like I said, the base of this is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. If I hold it up next to a Blu-ray, this is a Blu-ray case. So yeah, almost as big as a Blu-ray case, if not even a little bit bigger. So overlapping the side edges of a Blu-ray case. So yeah, pretty nice looking statue. Really don't know where it's going to go, but I'm sure I'll find a spot at some point. Oh, it can go right there. Lots of room. The Nun. Yeah, I thought it was a quality piece. Pick it up. It was cheap. Cheap. Gallery diorama. If you want a cool statue, highly detailed but affordable, these gallery diorama from Diamond Select are definitely the way to go. Because they're just plastic, right? It's PVC plastic. It's not resin. So that's how they can be so cheap. Once again, the Nun. There she is in all her glory. It's very, very cool. And we'll just slide this guy over. And we'll slide that one over. And we'll slide that one over like that. And we'll put little Miss Nun right there. Cool. Let's see how she looks on the shelf, guys. Menacing. We gotta fix little Leatherface over here. Little Leatherface Bobbler. Very cool. Very, very cool. Q says, I really enjoy the Nun film and the rest of the Conjuring universe. I agree. Shin says that is an epic figure. Thank you so much. David says, very nice. I need a Valak figure. I just have the MDS, which is fantastic. That Mezco Designer series, the Nun, is fantastic. Shin says, I want to get a close up and personal with that Nun, if you know what I mean. Mwahaha. Paul says, don't do it. To unbox that will unleash Valak into your man cave. They're unleashed. Too late. Shin says, a Valak in your man cave smells really, really good. Yes, it does. David says, message retracted. Q says, still find the Nun looks like Marilyn Manson. LOL. I can see a resemblance. Shin says, I wish the Wayans were still doing that scary movie series. I want to see Valak dropping it like it's hot. The Hobbit says, creepy Ash Nun. Shin says, LOL, David, I need that comment before you retracted it. Paul says, the first 2 scary movies were good, the rest terrible. I like part 3. Shin says, the Wayans only did the first 2, I think. Paul says, look at that face. Terrifying. Shin says, I'm a fan of the figure. I'm not the biggest fan of the Conjuring universe, but the Valak design cuts one horrifying figure. I agree with that. Q says, I think it looks badass and definitely nice piece for your collection. Yep, love the Nun and all of the rest of the Conjuring universe. Shin says, sleep with it like a teddy bear. Sean says, very cool. Paul says, that figure would look great with clothes made from material. Clothes made from material. Paul says, Shin says, I wonder if Valak wears cotton drawers. Probably. Do I see a bumblebee there? Yeah. So all my Transformer movies, I was able to get these special plastic transformable cases. And they actually transform from the face to the actual robot, and it's got the DVD in the back here, double disc. I believe these were HMV exclusives when the Transformers movies came out. But yeah, that one's Bumblebee. And then I have, I'm not going to unfold all these guys, but Optimus Prime. And then the Decepticon. I'm having a seniors moment. Megatron. Megatron blue and gray. And that one's for... that one's part 1, I think. So Bumblebee is Dark Side of the Moon. Revenge of the Fallen is Bumblebee. Optimus Prime is Age of Extinction. And then a metallic looking Megatron is Dark of the Moon. And then the 5th film in the series I have on Steelbook. So that is that. Q says she looks great on the shelf, but I would put some Conjuring figures next to her. Paul says female Freddy and Jason. Yep. David says I bet her drawers are unholy. Stupid autocorrect. Shin says LMAO zing. Shin says, oh sweet, didn't know that they did that for Bumblebee. I got an Optimus Prime one like that from the first Transformers movie. Q says, that's sweet Transformer cases. Wow. Paul says, love the old Transformer figures. They were the coolest. I had an Optimus Prime in lockdown. Yeah, that's cool. I had Bumblebee of the original, and my friend had Optimus Prime and Megatron. And whenever I went over to his place, I always played with Megatron. Paul says never watched all of those Transformer movies, only the first. Shin says always wanted Prime and Megatron when I was a kid. I have the original 3 sets. Jets, a bunch of other first-gen figs, and Grimlock. That's amazing. Paul says, remember the old animated movie when Optimus Prime died? I was so sad. Yeah, I have season 1 of that on DVD. Season 1 of the original. All right, guys, break number 2, and then I'll come back and do my final thoughts. Yada, yada, yada. Get this going. Been a good hangout today. We got a Toad Chet, and we got a Valak Nun. And we got a Pennywise to keep you guys company. Talk amongst yourselves. And I'll be back in 3 minutes and 158 seconds. welcome back. I hope Pennywise took good care of you while I was gone. But I am back. I actually have 3 more things to show off before we end it here. We're at 1:53, so we might go over 2 hours, but that is okay with me because you guys rock and are awesome. Q's Reviews says, Paul, that is the best Transformer film in my opinion. Shin says, I agree 1000% Q. Paul says, speaking of Orson Welles, has anyone seen Mank? Don't think so. Shin says, I was 11 when that came out. I remember going to see it and how the audience gasped when someone swears in it. I think they said shite. Paul says, I love Fincher. Halloween Fiend PDX has arrived to join in the fun. Everyone right now, make sure to go sub to Halloween Fiend PDX's channel. Give it a visit and show him some love. He puts out amazing content almost on the daily. He says, cool, was able to make it for once. Haha, that's awesome. Glad you are here. David says, any guesses as to what Phil's last show off is? Q says, a new bottle of Diet Coke. No, I'm going to finish this one. Dave says, creepy clown. David says, I have no clue. David says, Phil, have you ever considered getting IKEA Detolf display cases? No. I don't want that. Okay, I'm pretty sure a couple weeks ago I showed you this Tubbs Pennywise the Duck. I will show him off once again. This was an early Christmas gift from a client of mine, James Ciesla. He is awesome. Thank you once again, James. A little rubber ducky Pennywise. How cute is that, guys? So Tubbs, a company that does ducks. So they came out with their first horror line featuring Pennywise, Michael, and David from The Lost Boys, Beetlejuice, and Reagan. So that is Pennywise the Duck. Making sure to put him away with all his packing material intact because I want to keep him good. It also is cool that it comes in a little bathtub that says It Chapter 2 on it, which is pretty cool, pretty cool. But the other day in the mail, and I have not shown this off yet other than on my Instagram, so you may have already seen this one. This is The Exorcist Reagan rubber ducky. And we will show her off real quick. And as you can see, her head is twisting around to the tail end. But really nice Reagan rubber ducky. She does have a little of that green pea soup puke on her duck bill. Love the eyes in this one. So those are Tubbs, Tubbz. Get yourself a Reagan rubber ducky. And a Pennywise, and a Beetlejuice, and a Michael and David from Lost Boys, if you so desire. I probably will stop at Reagan and just have Pennywise and Reagan. I do not need the whole set of these. But that is tubs. And it comes with a little hangy hook, which is cool. You could hang it from somewhere if you so desire. Nice display piece in a horror bathroom. The bathtub could double as a soap bar holder. So you could display your rubber ducky in the man cave and then just have an exorcist bar of soap holder on your counter in the bathroom if you wanted to. David says, I know what's coming. Q says, really love these duck figures. David says, she's very cool. Paul says, LOL, that's awesome. Q says, also love how they sit in a tub. Yeah, it's cool. Shin says, those are fantastic. Thank you, thank you. And the last thing I have to show off today, I got yesterday, actually. And it is a jigsaw puzzle from A24, New York, New York. These puzzles of this certain one was limited to 135 worldwide. They're already sold out, obviously. 135. And they also have 135 pieces. I did put this together last night. It is a fast put together. Already taken it apart back in the tin. But it is Charlie's head from Hereditary. Covered in ants, the dismembered, bloody Charlie's head, covered in ants from the movie Hereditary. Nice relief on the printing there. It's actually sketched into the metallic box. Tells you what it is, etc., etc. We take the tin off the box. Inside is a nice cloth-like bag with a pull string. We open up the pull string and there is a Ziploc bag. And there is your 135 jigsaw puzzle pieces to put together Charlie's head. So like I said, I did put this together last night. There's a pic of it put together on my Instagram at Philster678 and also on the Facebook group Horror Everything. Shin says those are fantastic. Sean says awesome. Thank you so much. David says, was Charlie the girl that ticked? Yes. Paul says, LMAO, you got it. Nice. Thank you, thank you. Q says, I love how it looked complete. I love how awesome it looked complete. Yeah, thanks, man. Paul says, wow, Phil, I must have read your mind again. Paul says, I didn't see it on your Insta. It is on my Insta. I'm 110% sure I put that on my Insta. Let me just double check that. It is on my Insta. Put together last night. You can't really see it on my phone, but there you go, kind of, sort of. Make sure to like the picture on my Insta. Michael says, sorry, was in a meeting. I am back. I'm just about ready to sign off. Shin says, got a split, Phil. Great stream today. Bye to all. Be safe. Have a good one. Thank you so much, Shin. David says, Phil, I know you're missing Hereditary on Blu-ray. I know someone who's willing to part with his. Ooh, tell me more. Tell me more. Keith, hey Phil, hope all is well. Just had a couple of free minutes. Thought I'd pop in and say a quick hello. Hello to Keith. Everyone go check out Euphoria Pictures. Give them a visit. Keith puts out awesome content on his channel. And Keith, glad you could pop in and say hello and drop a like. But I'm calling it, guys. I'm calling it. I've been here for 2 hours and 3 minutes. It's my day off before 2 more days of work, and I want to become one with the couch, throw in a horror movie, and watch it. But thanks to all who showed up in the chat today and hung out with me, babbling mindlessly about all things horror. And thanks to my 2 super chatters today. That is amazing. Love all the super chatters. Everyone's saying take care to everyone. Stay safe out there, guys. If you like great horror like this, make sure to hit that sub button. Merry Christmas to all you guys, too. Everyone is saying Merry Christmas. Couple days away now. 2, 3, 4 days away. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the bell notification to be notified every time I go live or drop a new video. And until next time, guys, that's my time. Thanks for yours. Have a good one, guys. Peace!